Good morning, students. Welcome to English class. Today we are going to see one of the grammar topics from your workbook, that is language study lesson number 15, transformation of simple, compound and complex sentences. Children, basically in this chapter we are going to transform, which means that we are going to convert one sentence into another sentence, just like we are going to change simple into compound, or I can say we are going to change simple into complex. I guess you have learned about what are simple sentences and what is compound sentence or what is complex sentence in your standard 8. But still, before going on to this transformation or before seeing how to convert this, first of course we are going to see that what is simple sentence, what is compound sentence, what is complex sentence, or what can we do to transform from one form to another. So let us start first from simple sentence. So let us see what is simple sentence. A simple sentence contains a subject verb pair. It expresses a complete thought. So children, timing, let me explain you this. What is a simple sentence? A simple sentence always has a subject. Now you know what is a subject. Subject can be anything. A subject can be a noun or subject can be a pronoun. So it has one subject plus it has one verb. This subject and verb pair is mandatory, I mean compulsory in simple sentence. Apart from subject and verb, you may also get some extra words. Okay? So when you have one subject and one verb, and when that subject, verb or that sentence is giving a complete thought, it means it is a complete sentence giving you a meaning. Are you following? It's giving you a meaning. Then it is called as a simple sentence. In other words, it is an independent sentence because it is giving you a meaning. It is not meaningless. It is a meaningful sentence. It is meaningful, that means it is independent sentence and there will be no conjunction in this sentence. I mean in simple sentence. What is the identity of simple sentence? Number one, there has to be one subject, one verb, mandatory. It should be giving complete meaning. It should not be meaningless. Number three, there should not be any conjunction. What are conjunctions? You have studied in your third standard: and, but, because, since, so, if. All these are conjunctions. So it should be without conjunction. Let me explain you with the help of the example. I have an example down. See, a cat chased a mouse. So I have a subject. A cat is my subject. Chased is my verb. So my one condition is fulfilled. The sentence has subject and verb. Now let us see whether it is meaningless or meaningful. A cat chased a mouse. This sentence is giving me a meaning. Yes? Okay, what has the cat chased? It has chased a mouse. So of course it is a meaningful sentence. Number three, it has no conjunction. As my all three conditions are getting fulfilled, I can declare this sentence as a simple sentence. And that's what the definition for the simple sentence goes. A simple sentence contains a subject, a verb, and it has to be meaningful. That's it. Moving to the second type of sentence, that is compound sentence. Let us see. The first and second conditions remain same as it was for simple sentence. That is, there has to be subject, there has to be verb, it has to be complete. Only the third condition is changed, and there is a minor change in the first condition. Let us see. A compound sentence contains two subjects, two verb. So that's the only change. Subject and verb is mandatory, of course, in simple also and in compound also. But in simple, it was one subject and one verb. In compound, you have two subjects and you have two verbs. Number two condition is it express complete thought. That means it should be a complete sentence. It should be a meaningful sentence. But there it is one sentence in simple, and in compound there are two sentences. So I have written in the bracket two independent sentences. You will get two independent sentences, but it will be joined using a conjunction. So that's the only difference in point number 3. In simple sentence there is no conjunction, whereas in compound sentence there is conjunction. And in conjunctions also, children, we have category. So there are two type of conjunctions. One is coordinator conjunctions and one is subordinator conjunctions. What are coordinator, what are subordinator, I'm going to explain you soon, don't you worry. But compound has coordinator. Coordinator is going with compound sentence. Coordinator conjunction goes with compound sentence. So again I'm revising quickly. What are the 3 rules? Number 1, there has to be subject, there has to be verb. Only the difference is there should be 2 subjects and 2 verbs. Number 2, a sentence must be meaningful. Number 3, actually that both 2 sentences are combined, they are joined, which gives you only 1. But if you separate it, it will be 2. And how you're gonna separate it? By using a conjunction. And which conjunction? It has to be coordinator conjunctions. Now let us see what are coordinators. I have a very easy trick to how to remember that which are coordinators and which are subordinator. Coordinators always come with the word fanboys. Yes, children, this is a keyword for you, fanboys. Now let us see what is this word fanboys. So we have some conjunctions with this fanboys alphabets. Let us see. So for F we have for conjunction, with A we have and conjunction, with N we have nor, with B we have but, with O we have or, with Y we have yet, and with S we have so. So that is the list of my compound sentences, coordinator conjunctions, which comes with the word fanboys. So a very easy trick. Now coordinator are preceded by a comma. That means that when you will take 2 sentences and when you will put the coordinator in between, what you will do, before inserting your coordinator conjunction, before that conjunction, you're also gonna apply a comma over there. Let us see the example. A cat chased a mouse, but the mouse ran into a hole. Let us see condition number 1. A cat is my subject, chase is my verb. Same way, I have one more sentence backside. The mouse is my subject and ran is my verb. So I have first condition fulfilled, that is 2 subjects, 2 verbs. Let us see whether it is a complete sentence or not. Yes, a cat chased a mouse is one sentence. It is a complete sentence. The mouse ran into a hole is a complete sentence, giving me a meaning. These were 2 separate sentences, 2 different sentences, but I combine it using a coordinator and also adding a comma before my coordinator. So how did I combine? I have joined this both by putting or I can say by inserting a coordinator conjunction but, and before but you can see a comma. So a cat chased a mouse, comma, but the mouse ran into a hole. So when all these conditions are fulfilled, this is called my compound sentence. Yes, I've highlighted there that but is my conjunction. It's a coordinating conjunction. So that was about compound sentences. Number 3, let us see what is complex sentence. Yes, in complex sentence, first rule is same like simple and compound. Second rule is different as compared to simple and compound. And third rule is again same like compound. Let us see. A complex sentence contains a subject-verb pair. There will be one subject and one verb like simple sentence. There will be one. It will be like simple, not like compound. Joined by a dependent group of words that cannot stand alone as an independent sentence. Means there will be few words, but those words will not give the sentence meaning. Those words will make the sentence meaningless. So rule number 2 is different, both as compared to simple also and compound also. In simple and compound, we saw in rule number 2 that the sentence has to be independent. Okay, but here the sentence is not independent, means it is dependent, means it is meaningless. Okay, and number 3 rule, See, I'm reading my green bracket. An independent sentence along with dependent group of words and joined by a subordinator conjunctions. So here the second category of conjunction is coming, that is subordinator conjunction. So that's my rule number 3. There has to be subordinating conjunction like compound sentence. So now let us see what are subordinator conjunctions. These are few subordinator conjunctions. I'll give you easy trick how to keep in mind. Although, if, before, though, because, since, after, that. Now, apart from this you have to by heart. Apart from this, all others which starts with the WH words like when, which, what, who, whom, all these are subordinator. So half of the subordinator conjunctions are the one which starts with WH, and the rest half is flashing on your screen, which you have to by heart, like although, if, before, though, because, since, after, that, etc. Now let us see and learn more through an example. Ricky is a subject, studies is a verb, and it is complete but only till few words. Okay, Ricky studies with me. Here it is complete. But if you go ahead, when he is confused, these extra words are making the sentence incomplete. Okay. See, Ricky studies with me. This is complete part. When he is confused, this is incomplete. So if you say when he is confused, when? So you don't know. So this part of the sentence, that is the latter half, the second half. When he is confused, this is dependent on the first half. Like if I say when he is confused, so I don't have the answer. So I have to be dependent on the first half. That when he is confused, when he studies with me when he is confused. When he is confused, when he studies alone. And when he studies with me, that time he is not confused. So this is dependent on which? On the first half of the sentence. Okay. And so it is a complex sentence, and it also has a conjunction that is with the WH word, that is subordinator, and so it is a complex sentence. Okay, it is a complex sentence. Yes. When the incomplete words get joined with the subject verb words, then this sentence become complete. Otherwise it is incomplete. Okay, so that was all about complex sentence. Now, moving to the transformation part. So we are going to see how can we convert or how can we transform one sentence into another sentence. But before that, I'll tell you the basic rules, which is very mandatory, very necessary. When you're changing, you have to use your coordinators or your subordinator conjunctions. Like when you're changing into compound, you're going to use coordinator, and when you're changing into complex, you're going to use your subordinator. Number 1 rule. And you must see that you must not change the meaning of the sentence. Your meaning of the sentence, the meaning of the question must remain intact in the meaning of answer also. If the answer meaning change as compared to your question meaning, that means your answer is wrong. So let us see how to change from simple to compound. You have first rule, that is using the coordinators. We know how to use the coordinator, fanboys, and we are going to use the fanboys coordinator conjunctions. So let us start. Number 1. In spite of falling many times, she did not get up. Now if you see, in spite of falling many times, she did not give up. So she is the subject, did not give is my verb. So first sentence is there, first condition is there. Now I have to convert into compound. So I'm going to use my coordinator. Let's see. You can expand the sentence, but you cannot change the meaning. So first, in spite of failing many times, she did not give up. Now if you see, dear children, there is one subject, she, as I told you, and did not give is the verb. So what we are gonna do is, first thing, our second part is complete one. We want to also complete the first half, that is in spite of failing many times. So who is failing many times? She. So again we'll bring she. Now failing is in ing form. We need to balance the verb. As our second half is in past tense, you can see did not give. So we have to make our failing verb also in past tense, that is called the balancing of the verb. So we'll write she failed many times, comma, as it is a compound, we have seen the rule preceded by a comma. I hope you remember. And we need to add a coordinator, so I'm adding but. She never gave up. So my answer is she failed many times but she never gave up. Okay, so this is the way I have transformed my simple into compound without changing its meaning. Let's see number 2. This is my friend Rahul. Okay, so this is a simple sentence. Let us see how. This is the subject, is verb. Okay, and now I want to add a coordinator conjunction and make it into 2 sentences. So let's see. I told you before also, I cannot change the meaning, but yes, I can of course expand the sentence. So I'm gonna write, this is my friend and his name is Rahul. So see, I got 2 sentences. One sentence is this is my name. Second sentence is his name is Rahul, and also a coordinator conjunction. So in this way I have satisfied all my conditions of compound sentence. So 2 sentences with the coordinator, and this way also I have got my compound sentence. Number 3, being dark he went home. Okay, so here he is the subject, went is my verb, so I can go ahead. Just I have to make 2 sentences out of this one, and I have to add one subordinator conjunction. So it was dark, so he went home. You can see I have balanced my verb. As went was in past tense, so I brought my was also in past tense. So I got the answer, it was dark, so he went home. Preceding with a comma, you can see before so there is a comma. So this was all about simple into compound. Now let's move to simple into complex. Again the same rule applies, that the meaning must not change of the question and the answer. So let's start. Number 1, he lives in a big house. Same way, you can stretch the sentence, you can expand it. So he is my subject, lives is my verb. He lives in a house that is big. So easily I'm doing it, my dear children. I'm just expanding my sentence, all just stretching out. Number 2, John wants to do something enjoyable. John is my subject, wants is my verb. John wants to do something that he can enjoy. Yes, so this is the way I'm doing my complex. I know his crime. Answer, I know what his crime is, where I was my subject and know was my verb. My know is in present tense, so I brought is. So I know what his crime is. And in this way I have done my transformation of sentences, that is from simple to compound and from simple to complex. So it's very easy. The only thing is you need little practice. As I told you, just follow the rules. That is, you have to make sure that there is a subject and a verb. Then you have to bring a coordinator in compound and a subordinator in complex, and no conjunction in simple. And the third rule, which is common, that do not change the meaning of the sentence. If you follow all this, the transformation becomes very easy. It just need a bit of practice. If you practice it, it's very easy. So that was for the video, today's video. Hope to meet you soon in the next session. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you.